Welcome to the program today. Mondo Gonzales here in studio with our good friend Billy Crone, and we are going to be talking about his new project, Trump and the Stargate Prophecies. I want to ask the question, do you think Trump is fulfilling prophecy? Is it good or is it bad? You're going to want to stick around and listen to this program. Well, welcome back. We are here with Billy, and before we get to Billy, I want to remind everybody about a couple things that are happening here at Prophecy Watchers. And the first is our trip to Israel. It's going to be in May of 2026, and we're going to be going not only to Israel, but to the country of Jordan, seeing Petra, seeing Mount Nebo, where Moses was buried and looked over the Promised Land. It's going to be a great time. You can find all that information at prophecywatchers.com, and just scroll down to the events tab, and you can see that trip coming up. The other thing that is right here on the horizon is going to be our Norman Conference, October 9th through 12th. And we know many of you are planning on joining us, which is going to be a great time. If you can't join us in person, then consider joining us through live stream. We are going to have 24 speakers. Again, all your favorites are going to be there, 45, 48 messages, something like that. It's going to be pretty awesome. And so go to prophecywatchers.com, scroll down, you can see the banner there for the conference. And Billy's going to be there. So welcome, Billy. Here we are.
Hey, looking forward to it, Lord willing.
And you kind of give us an update of what you're going to talk about at the conference.
Well, obviously, one of the hot topics you're going to deal with is the latest project, Trump and the Stargate Prophecies. So really excited about doing that. I was finally able to get this first section out. And because I'm sure as you noticed, since Trump got into office, the first thing I began to notice was an alarming trend, and I'm talking with the church. Number one, you got one side going to the end of the spectrum, and they're like, if you say anything positive about Trump, they cut you off with vitriol. They just spit down your throat, and just you voted for the Antichrist. You got duped and whatever. And whoa! I'm just saying, I would rather have him run the economy than Kamala. That's
sure.
But they shut you off. I ain't work with you. And it's a horrible witness, and it caused division. The other alarming one was when he got into office was the bulk, and I'd say this is more the bigger number, the bulk of the church was like, phew, made it through those years with Biden. Now we got 4 years of easy living. We're just going to coast. And I'm going, what? You really think that Bible prophecy stopped just because Trump got in office? Mm-hmm. And his first day in office was like, oh boy, here we go. And that's the launching of the Stargate AI program. AI, we've already dealt with that many different times, but this decision by Trump, and I'm not saying he wakes up every day and goes, I'm working for the Antichrist. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, let's talk about it. Can we talk about it without going to one end of the spectrum or the other? But that decision to invest $500 million, that's $500 billion, to speed up the process of AI. And if you do the research, it's not just America, it's around the world, okay? That has everything to do with Bible prophecy. And so we began to catalog that and demonstrate that, how that's actually going to play out.
As Christians, you've said this often, I like the phrase, we're truth tellers,
right,
regardless. We're not here to be loyal to a man. So in this sense, we recognize very clearly that Trump is doing a lot of great things, and he's done a lot of great things for sure. But, and I appreciate what you said as well, because in my interactions is what does Trump know? What does he know he's doing? Or is the enemy using him in different ways because of his desire to win? He wants to be the best. Right. You hear him, his goal is for America to win. Well, that's generally a good thing. But in the midst of that, I think the enemy is using him to set up these things. Well, let's start for a moment. Two things, because you never want to assume anything. Well, give us the definition of artificial intelligence, and then talk a little bit more about the definition of Stargate and kind of what it is.
Yeah, basically AI, of course, artificial intelligence is a long time dream in the techno world. You can go way back into history, but even in somewhat recent history, in the 40s and 50s. People think that AI is a recent development. They've been working for a long time. But basically, they wanted to create an, quote, electronic brain. So they want something that mimics human intelligence on a massive scale that can help control the world. That's AI. And that's not just a theory, that's what's being put into place. Now, Stargate is the AI program, the first day in office that Trump, and I agree with you, I'm not saying he's working for the Antichrist, I think he wants America to be the leader in everything, including AI. And if you do the research, I believe the previous administration was holding America back on the development of AI and allowing us to take a back seat because on record, China said for many years that they're going to be the world leading developer of AI by 2030. So here comes Trump. No, America, we're going to be great, including with AI. But in that decision is everything I believe that has to do with Bible prophecy. Again, I'm not saying he's doing it for the Antichrist, but there's ramifications for that. So the Stargate program was basically 3 guys, experts, technology experts, that he brought in to run this Stargate AI program. A $500 million, $500 billion, it's a $500 billion investment. And the 3 guys, of course, is Larry Ellison, and he's the bigwig of Oracle, which is a software developer company. You got Sam Altman, who's the bigwig behind the OpenAI, which is the AI aspect. And then you got the Korean guy, he lives in Japan, Masayoshi Son, and he's kind of like the financier. The problem with this is, and this is what we began to see, knowing AI, and not only Daniel chapter 12, it's a sign that we're last days, the increase of information, but Revelation 13, knowing that AI is going to run the infrastructure for the Antichrist kingdom. We've talked about that. But Mondo, I came across interviews with these guys who admitted behind the scenes what they're going to do with this. And they're going to bring in a Big Brother society, they're going to take over Big Pharma, and they're going to launch a cryptocurrency, complete control buying, selling, a cashless society. That's what we demonstrate.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Billy's basically outline of his book, you talk about Stargate and the Antichrist, the Stargate and Big Brother, Stargate and Big Pharma, and Stargate and Bitcoin. And that is absolutely fascinating, because I want to step for a minute is, why do we think, for a moment, just explain it for people, why would we as Christians think that artificial intelligence and its capabilities is connected with the Bible or the Antichrist? I mean, what's the biblical basis there?
Well, again, Daniel chapter 12, about 2,600 years ago, he prophesied, how do you know he's in the last days? He says right there, verse 4, he says that people are going to be traveling over the world to and fro, and it's a global basis. That's stuff that we take for granted. We travel all over the world, we don't even think about it. That's a sign you're in the last days. The second thing is, he says there's going to be an increase of knowledge. It's rabbah in the Hebrew, which means an exceedingly increase of knowledge, and that's AI. Then you go to Revelation 13, and what John talks about, the 7-year tribulation, and it says clearly there that the Antichrist and the false prophet are going to micromanage the planet. They're going to control the whole planet's currency, even down to the point where they micromanage every single transaction, the buying and selling. And it implies a Big Brother society, because an order is given to worship the Antichrist, and if you don't, you're going to die, which implies, well, first of all, you have to have the ability to send out a global broadcast around the whole world and people to receive it. Then you got to know whether or not they obeyed. Well, how are you going to do? Well, you got to have some sort of monitoring system going, and then you have to have some sort of system in place where you know exactly where they're located on the planet in order to take them out. That's what's called an implied Big Brother society. Mm-hmm. Here's the point. We've had these satellites, we've had the microchips, we've had the infrastructure, we've had the computer technology for many years. The one thing we were lacking in this global system is the administration part. In other words, you can't hire enough humans to run the back end of that kind of global monitoring system. Every transaction, the Big Brother society, monitoring whatever people are doing, where they're going, what they're saying, wherever they're located, etc. But guess what? If you're going to do it, you have to have something superhuman, AI. And that's not just a theory, Mondo. As we know, it's already being put into place. And every one of those, AI is already, right now, for years, has not just been developed, it's being developed in all these arenas to run the back end of that global system. This decision by Trump is going to put that on steroids.
Absolutely. And, you know, in my mind, I mean, I use AI every day. And so what we don't want to do here is AI is a technology. Okay. It's not this demon in the boogeyman in that sense. But what I mean by that is sometimes Christians be like, oh, I'm at work. Billy and I, we had a question here at one of our recent conferences. I'm at work. My company is requiring me to use AI. Do I need to quit? And we're like, no, you don't need to quit. But remember that AI is an amazing technology that is going to be hijacked by the Antichrist, and the extensive nature of it is getting out there farther and farther. But don't be scared of AI. Be wise about AI. And it leads me to this is that just recently in our magazine, I had written an article about AI and how to use it and how to be aware of it, how to take advantage of its capabilities with discernment. And so I use it as a way to segue into, I'm going to take a little break here where you can see how to get our magazine, because we're trying to help the church understand what's happening, how it's going to be used prophetically, but also, again, how to be in control and not in fear. That's the difference. So take a listen.
The world is unraveling right in front of us. Wars, pandemics, economic collapse, artificial intelligence, global surveillance. Things are changing quickly, but you don't have to be caught off guard. At Prophecy Watchers, we believe that God has called us to be a voice in these last days, to warn you of things to come, to educate you on the study of Bible prophecy, and to boldly proclaim the soon return of Jesus. Today, we're inviting you to be a part of our mission through our monthly publication. The Prophecy Watcher isn't just a magazine, it's your trusted news source for the end times, the place tens of thousands of people rely on for their end time news. For your gift of just $50 or more, here's what we'd love to send you. 12 monthly issues of our 4-color magazine, The Prophecy Watcher, in your choice of print or digital. Plus 5 bonus DVDs packed with eye-opening teachings from prophecy experts, including The Mystery of the Rapture, The Great Apostasy and the Revealing of the Antichrist, Holy Fire in Jerusalem, new shocking discoveries surrounding the Shroud of Turin, The Stones Cry Out, The Archaeological Evidence for Jesus, The Mystery of the 10 Kings. Could these be the wealthy and influential oligarchs who control our world today? As an added bonus, we want to send you a one-of-a-kind prophetic treasure, a book that examines every prophecy in the entire Bible. Exploring Bible prophecy from Genesis to Revelation is the work of 2 prophecy legends, Tim LaHaye and Ed Hindson. It's a book you'll find on the shelf of every prophecy expert. This 560-page masterpiece is our bonus gift to you. Every page of the Prophecy Watcher magazine is loaded with answers to the questions you've been asking. The rise of the Antichrist system, the Nephilim of Genesis 6, and the real reason for Noah's flood. The shocking truth about UFOs and government cover-ups. Jewish plans for the Third Temple. The World Economic Forum. The 2030 Global Reset and digital currency. The coming wars of Ezekiel 38 and 39, the Dead Sea Scrolls and their secrets to ancient prophecies. This $120 value can be yours for your gift of $50 with shipping included in the USA. Call us at the number on your screen or visit us online at prophecywatchers.tv. For our international friends, please note that additional shipping fees do apply and all prices listed are in US dollars. The signs are everywhere. The prophetic puzzle is almost complete, and yet so many are still asleep. That's why the Prophecy Watchers exists, to shine a light in the darkness and help believers understand the lateness of the hour. We believe Jesus is coming soon, and your support helps us take this urgent message to the ends of the earth.
Well, welcome back. We are talking to Billy Crone again about his new project, Trump and the Stargate Prophecies. And so, Billy, before the break, we're kind of helping people understand what AI is and the new Stargate project. They're going to build all these data centers, 500 billion. I mean, it's amazing. And so, as you're researching this, maybe kind of lead us into. You mentioned earlier about these technocrats that are coming in, and that the public persona is, oh, this is going to be great, and whatever, it's going to help everybody. And there might be some help. I'm again, AI helps me all the time, but there's also those human elements behind it that are going to seek, just like the Antichrist is a human, going to use it for their own ends. You have some quotes by them. If you, I would love to hear, like again, this is your research. You're not making it up. Kind of share with us.
Well, and that's the point. I'm not just saying I think this is going to be used to build this Antichrist system. I got these guys on tape, whether Trump knows it or not. I got them on tape admitting that's what they're going to do with this Stargate program. Real quick, just the Big Brother system. AI is running everything. AI is running all the CCTV cameras around the world. AI is monitoring all the video feeds, audio feeds. AI, and that includes even home systems, home security systems, all these home devices, Alexa, all that stuff. All that can be tapped into, monitored, and we know it's being monitored, and we demonstrate all this. We know it's being monitored 24/7 in real time, right? Okay, that sounds kind of creepy, but what proof do you have, and what has this got to do with Trump's decision with the Stargate AI program? You got to go back to the 3 guys he picked to run it. One of them is Larry Ellison. You tell me if Larry Ellison isn't going to use this Stargate program to launch this Big Brother system, Revelation 13. And I quote, Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison predicts AI surveillance will be a part of our everyday lives in our future in monitoring society through a vast network of interconnected cameras, including security systems, that's even in your house, police body cams, vehicle dash cams. Quote, this is from Larry, everyone will see it. Your body cam, talking about the police, will be transmitting. The police will be on their best behavior because we will be constantly watching and responding to what's going on. Listen, citizens will be on their best behavior because we will be constantly watching and recording everything that is going on. Quote, it could solve crimes faster. AI will monitor everything. We got drones. No longer will you have police car chases. Drones will follow people. This is from him. It's a direct quote. He said, the drone will follow the car. Very, very simple. And if there's a problem, listen, AI will report the problem, report it to the appropriate person, whether it's the sheriff or the chief or whoever needs to take control of the situation. Direct quote. And I like to say, and that would include the Antichrist.
Exactly.
So here's my point.
Yep.
Mondo, that this has everything to, I'm not saying Trump knows. I don't know. I'm just saying the guys who he put in charge of this $500 billion investment to ramp up AI, and it's not just for America, but around the world, he admits what he's going to do with it. And it has everything to do with the Big Brother Society Revelation 13. And here's my point. Can't we talk about it?
Yeah.
Is it illegal to talk about this? One group, if I say anything positive about the economy and Trump doing some stuff, which I'm excited, I'd rather share the gospel and a positive economy than what was happening before. But if I say that, I'm the Antichrist. I voted for the Antichrist. And they shut you off. The bulk of the church is what? La, 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 la. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this. And the sad thing is, that's making this happen that much faster.
Yeah, I mean, think about that. As you're watching this, think about the ways in which we as Christians are so out of balance that we can't even talk about a human figure in this sense. Again, somebody like Trump who has done a lot for Christianity, but we've also, talked as well that if you think about those that he surrounded himself with, I mean, lately, just this week, he talked about earning his way into heaven. He's hoping that his efforts, you think, okay, I don't look to Trump as my pastor. I don't look to him as my theologian in chief. Obviously, he's got some errors in his theology. And again, I'm on his Telegram channel, and I see the way that he interacts. He's an ego guy. Admitted he's an ego guy. And whether they're taking advantage of that for their own benefit.
I do believe the same shenanigans that he experienced, the people around him in the first term, is still continuing on the second term. And I'll give you a case in point. John Rich, a country singer or whatever guy, I don't know if you ever saw that interview he did, and he exposed one of the meetings that he had with Trump, along with Herschel Walker. Lindsey Graham was there. And basically Trump asked him, about the jab thing and why he was getting booed when he was on the trail. And Rich, to his credit, John Rich, he said, Mr. President Trump, I'll tell you exactly why. And he went on and he called out Fauci and all these things. He even said that the American people believe they're depopulationists and things of that nature. We've all been affected by that thing. And with people dying and being maimed and injured. Herschel Walker even said, Mr. Trump, my constituents are saying the same thing when Herschel was running, I believe, for the Senate, whatever. But here's my point. Lindsey Graham, in the middle of John Rich doing that, he interrupts him. He said, President Trump, you can't listen to these conspiracy theorists and these. And John Rich, to his credit, shut him down and says, don't you interrupt me while I'm talking.
Good for him.
Yeah, thank you very much. And so he continued to tell President Trump, he said, President, I would boo you too, because this is what's going on. Here's my point. Trump goes, basically, this is unbelievable. And basically, why didn't anybody tell me?
Why didn't anybody tell me? Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying every decision he makes, he's completely clueless in the dark. I'm not saying he's completely innocent of every single thing. I'm just saying what I'm seeing is, including with the Stargate things, these three guys, I don't think he knows what he just unleashed.
Yeah.
I don't think these guys are being fully transparent. I think he's thinking America's going to be a world leader in AI, and like with everything, we're going to win. I'm just saying, I got the proof that these guys have nefarious things, whether Trump realizes it or not. Can't we have a discussion about that? Mm-hmm. Because it has everything to do with Bible prophecy.
Amen. And that really is the key, is can we talk about this? And again, can we just be realistic? And as Billy said, Trump, no one's saying Trump is a hero in that regard, but he's prophecy is going to be moving forward, whether it's Trump or Kamala or anybody else in the administration or sitting in that seat. And that's what we know. God is the one on the throne here. God is the sovereign one. And God's timetable is moving forward. So we're going to take a little break here where you can see how to get Billy's new, not only the book, but the DVDs are even better because you get to see these people saying, again, in their own words. So take a listen.
Prophecy students have long warned of the world's march towards the Antichrist system of control. Once dismissed as science fiction, artificial intelligence has rapidly reshaped society, transforming banking, the stock market, and medicine at a speed few imagined. While President Trump seeks economic growth through a $500 billion AI Stargate plan, Prophecies suggests a darker reality. Satan intends to corrupt humanity, echoing Genesis 6, but with modern technology. Billy Crone's new book, Trump and the Stargate Prophecies, explores AI's role in shaping the future through facial recognition, invisible tattoos, a cashless society, and cryptocurrency. With medical knowledge doubling every 73 days, 2.4 million emails sent each second, and 3.5 billion daily internet searches, this explosive rise in knowledge echoes biblical prophecy. Billy's new book can be yours for your gift of $30 or more, with shipping included in the USA. The companion set of 5 DVDs is available for your gift of $50 or more. When you invest in both the book and the DVD and ask for the Billy Crone Stargate package, we'll include 2 fascinating DVDs from Billy Crone, Is Donald Trump the Antichrist? And Kill Gates and the End of Humanity. Call the toll-free number on your screen 24/7 or visit us online at prophecywatchers.tv. For our international friends, please note that additional shipping fees do apply and all prices listed are in US dollars. Prophecies written 2,500 years ago are unfolding. One day, all will be forced to take the Antichrist's mark on their hand or forehead, bringing eternal separation from God with no second chances. At Prophecy Watchers, we're not looking for the Antichrist, but for Jesus' soon return to rapture his church. Our prayer is that you know him personally. The only treasure we can take to heaven is our loved ones. So make today the day you invite Jesus into your life and secure your eternal future.
Well, welcome back. We are here with Billy Crone, and as you saw there, Billy, you've done a great work here for sure. And that's kind of what you've been doing. God's called you to just such a time as this, where your favorite phrase is, "I got them on tape." You know, that kind of shows we're from the '80s. It's not really tape anymore, but nevertheless, it's still true. I got them on.
Do you still roll down your window?
Right. This is where we're at. We have a few minutes left here, and I would love to get your thoughts. You're in this, and of all the things that you've seen in this project, give us one of them that just jumps out, or maybe 2 that just jump out at you that you were shocked with, like, wow, okay, You're deep diving, you got a hypothesis, and then you see what come out. Anything stand out to you?
You want me to drop the bomb on you?
Drop the bomb.
I'll drop the bomb. I think one of the most alarming things is the takeover of Big Pharma in the medical community, including with the mRNA technology. Now, let me ruin some people's days, but I have on tape Larry Ellison saying what he's going to do in taking over Big Pharma. And this is again on tape, that he is going to use AI to sequence people, and then what they say that they're going to bring is what's called personalized medicine, including mRNA vaccines, personalized cancer treatments, and, quote, predicting pandemics before they spread. Direct quote. And he goes even more than that. Wait a second. I thought with Kennedy that we were done with the mRNA. Nope, we're not. Mm-hmm. Even the latest news that just came out, everybody says, he banned mRNA vaccines. And by the way, they're not vaccines, they're gene editors.
They're gene editors, yeah.
Okay. No. Quote, if you listen to what he actually said, the money is just being redirected to develop other vaccines. And we know that that's going to continue to be a part of their program because Larry Ellison admitted that's what he's going to build with this Stargate program. mRNA vaccines that we can't even dream. He thinks it's a great thing. You and I know better.
We know better.
And we also know that it is genetically modifying people, which is a Bible prophecy related issue because now you have the repeat of the days of Noah, when mankind was being hybridized out into something that was not mankind. And that's what that technology does. And so that was the bombshell, because I think a lot of people think that, again, with Kennedy, they're just taking statements, but they're not looking at the behavior. And that's very alarming to me. But what I'm concerned is, Mondo, you have that conversation with the vocal Christians, and what are they doing? I'm enjoying my 4-year vacation, don't mess with me. And it's given these people a free pass, and prophecy is now happening on steroids because of a result of that unfortunate attitude and behavior.
Billy, appreciate your time and appreciate you watching today. And again, as we close here, none of this is meant to bring fear, but it's meant to be used to awaken us. That's the scripture. How often does the scripture say, be awake, be alert, be sober-minded, be watching? And that really is the goal of what we're doing here, is to help people understand that, look, the prophecy is being developed right in front of our eyes. Jesus is coming back. You need to be ready. And the only way to be ready is through personal faith and trust in the Lord Jesus Christ himself. So if you haven't done that, can you call out to him? That's really what we're here for, is to encourage people to call out to him. And if you're a Christian, it's to rejoice. Lift up your head. Your redemption is drawing nigh. This is what we're here for. So as always, we appreciate your prayers and support for what we're doing, and we will catch you next time.
Thank you so much for joining us today here at Prophecy Watchers. We hope today's program has strengthened your faith in giving you a deeper understanding of God's prophetic word. Prophecy Watchers is a viewer-supported ministry made possible through the faithful support of friends like you. You can give easily by visiting prophecywatchers.com.